Right now, police are investigating a deadly domestic violence incident in Hardin County. It's our top story at 5. I'm Shay McAllister.
And I'm Doug Profit. According to police at Elizabethtown, shots were fired just before 9 this morning at a parking lot outside the Justice Center there in E-Town. We now know that 3 people were shot. 2 are dead, a mother and a daughter. A third victim's in the hospital and expected to survive. Police say the suspect is also in the hospital now after attempting to shoot himself during a standoff with police in western Kentucky. WHAS11's Ian Hardwitt and photojournalist breaks down what we know so far about the victims and their relation to the shooter.
Police were down here. You can see them with people, down on the ground with them. And this woman, she didn't make it.
That woman was 37-year-old Erica Riley. Her mother, 71-year-old Jeanette Riley, died at the hospital. Police suspect Christopher Elder shot them both, along with a third man the department didn't name. However, he is expected to survive.
Elizabethtown police say Elder shot 3 people in this parking lot across the street from the Hardin County Justice Center. That's where Elder was scheduled to be early in the morning for an emergency protective order hearing. He has a history of domestic violence. He was arrested for it in 2006 and 2007.
Erica sought the protective order against Elder. Elizabethtown police say they previously dated. After the alleged shooting, various police departments pursued Elder through several counties. The Hopkinsville Police Department shared this photo in a statement saying that after an hour-and-a-half standoff, Elder shot himself in the head with a rifle. Then he was flown to Vanderbilt Hospital in Tennessee. Jeremy Thompson, Elizabethtown's police chief, described the shooting as an ambush.
Surviving family members are going to be without loved ones. It certainly undermines sometimes the importance of what family court has to go through.
Elizabethtown police will handle the shooting investigation while Kentucky State Police investigate the cross-county chase and suspect standoff. In Hardin County, Ian Hardwitt, WHAS11, on your side.
Now, within the past 90 minutes, Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear, who is right now in Chicago, sent out a message about this in Hardin County on social media. He said, quote, "Our thoughts are with Elizabethtown in the wake of an act of violence that took 2 lives and has left 1 hospitalized. Join Brittany and me in lifting the entire Hardin County community in prayer and giving thanks to our brave first responders."
New right here at 5 o'clock, an LMPD major accused of sexual harassment has been cleared and is now back on the job. Major Shannon Lauder accused fellow Major Brian Curriger of sexual harassment during a meeting with command staff that was recorded and then released to the media. It was later revealed Curriger was investigating Lauder and her husband for sexual harassment allegations made against them. An independent investigation by attorney James Dilbeck found Curriger did not violate department policy while he was conducting that investigation. Allegations of other inappropriate behavior and comments were also unfounded. Dilbeck says that Major Lauder declined to be interviewed through her attorney. The Lauders have filed a lawsuit against LMPD, and a separate investigation into how LMPD handled those allegations is still ongoing.
Your voice, your vote tonight, and Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear takes a primetime spot at the Democratic National Convention later tonight, where he's going to be speaking not long before President Joe Biden gives his major speech. WHAS11 is in Chicago right now, where we also talked to the governor today.
Well, that speech will come before President Biden takes the stage to deliver his message to the party. Isaiah Kim Martinez and senior photojournalist Alyssa Newton continue our live coverage on this. So, Isaiah, we know you talked to the governor just hours ago. Did he tell you what he's going to be talking about tonight?
Well, Shay, Doug, reproductive rights is going to be a huge focus for the governor today. We do again know it's going to be happening, that speech, that big address, in prime time. We're told in the 9 o'clock hour local time. So that means for folks in Louisville and Kentucky, at least in our viewing area, that'll be about 10 o'clock, maybe later. I do want to paint the scene here, though. We're very close to the United Center where this is happening, and we're actually seeing a huge presence, not surprisingly, of Chicago police. We're talking dozens, I'd say probably at least 100 just in this park alone. The reason being, as expected, we saw some organizing here today, primarily pro-Palestinian protesters. There were many here at the center of this park. They actually dispersed here recently. You still see a few tents. Back to the governor, though. We know a lot rides on this primetime address. We've talked about him potentially seeking out a cabinet position. He has shot that down, but we still know if national office is in his future, this would be quite the start.
Sometimes this attempt to put people in a box oversimplifies people's views. We need nuance. We need debate. And for me, I try to lead through consensus as much as I can.
Describing himself as a pragmatist in his interview with me, Governor Andy Beshear is set to send his clearest message yet of how he fits on the national stage and how Americans should see him.
But I think most people see me as middle of the road.
Beshear speaking in prime time ahead of the sitting president. Joe Biden's address expected to be as much about his legacy as it is pushing the Democratic Party toward the next chapter. I talked to Congressman Morgan McGarvey, one of Kentucky's most important voices casting his vote for the Harris-Walz ticket. I asked about their campaign's momentum. Let's be honest, do you think that this is going to ride its way to November, and how do you feel like the vice president is prepared for whatever hiccups might come?
Well, I think we have to keep working, and I think we're 78 days from the election right now, and in politics, that is a lifetime. When they talk about this, they are presenting an inclusive vision that applies to everyone, whether it's in rural Kentucky or in cities all over America.
And we were told by some officers here, they actually said that many of the protesters started marching toward closer to the United Center. Again, there is a very enhanced security perimeter around the United Center, so there aren't many folks. You can actually see some of the cops here on bikes here. It's all hands on deck for this kind of convention of this magnitude. We only expect that to continue here in the hours and days to come. Doug Shea.
All right, Isaiah, thank you very much. Our team will have coverage of Andy Beshear's speech tonight at 11 on the night team. And don't forget, live coverage from ABC News begins at 10 tonight on WHAS 11. You can watch that live coverage on WHAS 11 Plus. It's available to download for free on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV.
And here's what's ahead from Chicago. Look at the other people ready to address Democrats this week. President Joe Biden and the First Lady Jill Biden will, of course, be speaking tonight. Former President Barack Obama is also set to speak at the convention. That's all set for tomorrow.
Outside of Chicago, former President Donald Trump and vice presidential candidate J.D. Vance plan to rally for voters in key battleground states this week. Today, both candidates stopped in Pennsylvania, where Vance continued taking shots at sitting vice president.
If you really want to bring American manufacturing back to this country, might I suggest you vote for Donald J. Trump.
The former president plans to spend this week discussing issues of safety, immigration, and the economy. He and the Ohio senator are set to speak together on National Security Wednesday. That is planned for Asheboro, North Carolina.
Well, your weather impact this week, so far so good. We've got dropping temperatures and lower humidity. And I think we might get several days out of this finally.
A little taste of fall for us, Ben.
Yeah, you're all welcome. Well, I've got some good news here over the next several days with this early fall-like feel. After kind of a humid weekend and a couple of pop-up showers and thunderstorms here and there, it is going to be dry for a long time. And we are seeing that north breeze bringing down the humidity levels down to 47%. And we're down to 79 at Bowman Field. Feeling pretty good out there. 82 at Louisville Muhammad Ali International Airport. Mostly sunny skies. We look live over our city skyline with our Hughes and Coleman cam, part of our U of L Health Camera Network. A mix of upper 70s and lower 80s, trending about 5 to 6 degrees below normal for this time of the year. North breeze giving us this nice change for quite some time here. So Futurecast is quiet for tonight after sunset in the 60s. Much of the evening will be in the 70s, though. Overnight lows in the 50s. So a nice crisp and cool start to our Tuesday. Tomorrow afternoon topping out here in the 70s. So that forecast here for tonight, city low 60, suburbs outlying areas in the 50s, 74 at noon, and your high tomorrow in the upper 70s. I'll show you how long the rain will hold off coming up in our complete weather impact forecast.
Ben, thank you. More of our top stories at 5. Clarksville Fire Department is warning local businesses about scammers claiming to be fire marshals. According to Chief Brandon Skaggs, thieves are calling businesses, telling them to take pictures of their interiors, including their entrances, windows, and other spaces. They say it's part of a safety check. Chief Skaggs says the department will never ask you for any that kind of information over the phone and will do any inspections in person with a uniformed employee who can verify their identity. The fire chief says only one business so far has reported this, with no reported burglaries at this time. If this happens to you, you're urged to call police right away. Also tonight, a man was sentenced to 35 years in prison after 2 kidnappings, including one involving a woman right here in Kentucky.
He accepted a ransom payment from police, thinking it was coming from her family. According to court documents, 42-year-old Brian Douglas Conley used a fake online dating profile in 2018 and promised money for sexual acts to lure a minor from Ohio. She traveled to Tennessee to meet him. Documents say he took her all the way to Texas, stole her purse and her phone, and then abandoned her.
Then 2 months later, in January of 2019, Conley again used an online profile to meet a Tennessee woman in Shepherdsville, Kentucky, down in Bullitt County. There, he stole her phone and kidnapped her, according to authorities. FBI agents say he demanded ransom money from the woman's family. Agents put $400 in a McDonald's bag as ransom and left it for Conley. He was arrested the next day, and the woman was found safe. Conley will spend 35 years in prison.